I am originally from South Alabama, L.A., Lower Alabama, and I grew up in a small town of about 1,000 people. My daddy owned the local hardware store, and I watched him for years get up at 5:30 in the morning, fry an egg, fry one slice of bacon, make one piece of toast, and go to work. He'd go to work. He'd be at the store at 6 o'clock, 6:15, and he would stay there till 6:30 at night. And my whole life, when I was watching him, I always thought, that's not going to be me. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to work 8 to 5, 40 hours a week. I forgot to mention he worked 5.5, 6 days a week doing that, Monday through Saturday. Thursday afternoons at noon, they closed the store, and you had a half a day to your personal time. But on Saturday, that was the big day because everybody got their paycheck on Friday, and he was there from 6 to 6. So I decided that, I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to work 8 to 5, 5 days a week. Well, I worked through the hardware store as I was growing up, and I think about 15 or 16 years of age, I was making $40 a week. And my daddy, through an acquaintance, decided it was time for me to go out on my own. So I went, his friend owned the Western Station, about halfway between Brantley, Alabama, and Luverne, Alabama, which was 10 miles apart. Brantley had 1,000 people. Luverne had 2,000. So we were on the big city then, on our way to the big city. But the Western Station was what is now is probably more like your quick trip. It had the cheapest gas and the cheapest beer. And it was a one-room gas station on the side of the two-lane highway, 331, that was a direct line to Destin, Florida. And in this gas station, or on the gas station, we had above-ground storage tanks. We had to go out and stick those tanks every day. And I would work from Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock till 10 o'clock that night. And I would get up at 6 o'clock and be there at 7 o'clock in the morning and work till 10 o'clock that night. And then on Sunday, I would work from 6 o'clock in the morning till about 6 o'clock at night. And I would make $80 a week. Woo! That was double my pay. So I did that for about a month and a half one summertime jobs. Hey, I tied it in. And, I would go out and stick the tanks in my Converse tennis shoes. And you don't realize is these tanks just leaked, and there was gasoline all over the ground. And I go back into to the room there to where the cash register was, and my tennis shoes would be sticking to the floor. So the gasoline was just saturated in the ground, and that was the kind of station it was. It was one room with two bathrooms out around this corner, and they sold beer. And every Saturday morning, Bobby G. Ball would come by in his Cadillac, and he'd fill up his trunk full of beer so he could take it to the other side of tracks in Brantley, and he'd sell it all weekend. The other thing we had going on there was we had this box of these articles under the counter, and people would come in and say, give me one of those balloons you got under there. And these balloons were the coin packs, and mixed in with the balloons were these other things that had these spikes sticking out of them. And every once in a while, nobody ever bought the spiky things, but they'd come in and get the balloon packs. But anyway, after about a month of that, month and a half, I got tired of it. I was tired of working there all the weekends while all my friends were having fun. So I went back to the hardware store, and I worked the rest of my high school years and through college during the summers. And when I got out of college, my daddy, he kind of offered me the store basically, and I turned it down. It was a small town, and I wanted to move on. I came up here to Atlanta, and I got me one of those 8-to-5 jobs, you know, working for an environmental company, what my degree was in. And I quickly learned that, you know, there's no such thing as an 8-to-5 job, at least in my appearance, because I've worked 16-hour days. I've worked 24 hours straight through. And now I think back on it, and I wonder if I shouldn't have stayed in the hardware business. Thank you.